Residents, non-natives, inhabitants, if you will, but most importantly, our voters. I address you today not only as your principal magistrate, but as a patriot of Paradise Cove. I am here today to celebrate our resilience and to celebrate the dawning of our most innovative and most jovial judicial betterment we have ever witnessed at our most precious state. It has been a year of affluence, a year of honour, and a year of courage with such a great and remarkable shift in cleansing our society. We, a once shattered and broken community, faltered to the traditional bindings of justice and governmental tyranny. But today marks our success, our journey, and our resilience, enabling us to rise from the ashes. This day holds great importance, not only marked as a day to commemorate those lives lost, but for us, the dear citizens, to reflect on the significant evolution Paradise Cove has undertaken. Our capacity to recover quickly from tough times has ensured we build our resilience, our strength, and our tenacity. Within our reflection of our much-needed adaptations, we remember our civic responsibilities, our civic duties, and our civic commitment in fulfilling and delivering this, our martial law. We as the community of Paradise Cove have an obligation. The onus is on each and every one of us to play our part. Only with our unwavering commitment and completed services will Paradise Cove remain tranquil, transformative, and thriving.
It's April. It's late. That's me. Dressing gown. Tattered but comfy. Bangs. I nearly cut them off just to keep him happy. Makeup. Tasteful but modest. Taken from page 17 of 2011's issue of Topical Fashion. Followed every instruction. Framing each eye with delicate taupe lines. Eyeliner. Mascara. Lipstick. Blush. Precisely applied, copying every detail of the model's face. I could pass for her cousin. Now, before you judge me, you should know. The official enforcement survey does conclude that almost all of Paradise Cove approved of my actions! And of that, 64% of the citizens rated my target selection as excellent. Yes, there were some who criticised me for shooting my husband. They said it wasn't very original and not very creative. Dick Sullivan. He's reared the animals around here for over 30 years, and well, he believed that Frank, my husband, was better suited to receiving enforcement than any of the other folks around here. I never liked him much. Never a good word to say about anybody. Excellent use for a bullet. Archie Bolson, born and raised in Paradise Cove, he had known Frank for years, even graduated together. Of course, a few made waves. Jennifer Coulthard. She was appalled. I can hardly believe it, she wrote. We used to be so much more discerning about who we killed. Old-fashioned kind. We certainly didn't go around flaunting it like Susie does. I wouldn't call my actions flaunting it. I read the enforcement handbook from cover to cover 6 times. I even remember it. Guidance Note 1. Call the police immediately after executing an enforcement. Note 13. Always keep your enforcement permit in a safe, dry place.
7. Never reveal to anyone that you have an enforcement permit.
Note 46. Be proud. You are performing an important civic duty. Flaunting it. I hadn't much to flaunt. I was quiet, blended in, didn't draw attention to myself. I spent most of my days in the resources centre, tucked away between the early lady companions and old age encyclopedias. Alone, organising. Evening, I fixed dinner. We would eat. I would clean. He would leave the house for some time alone. I would lay on the bed and read Jane Austen. Flaunting it. I hadn't much to flaunt. That drove Frank crazy. Nervous habit.
Paradise Cove Police Department.
I would like to report an enforcement.
Susie,
Yeah?
this is Officer Adler.
Oh, thank goodness.
I admired Adler. Once she pulled over to help me with my groceries. Dead weight with a frozen turkey and tinned goods. You rarely found that kind of service.
I've just shot someone. The enforcement handbook says I'm supposed to call you.
That's right. Chapter 3, I think. Who'd you shoot?
My husband.
Is he dead?
He's not moving. He's not moved since I shot him.
Right. How many times did you shoot him?
Once.
I would recommend, darling, you shoot him just one more time, just to be sure.
No. I am sure once is enough.
It was hard enough to shoot him once, let alone shoot him again.
Fine then. You will need to come down to the station to fill out the paperwork.
The enforcement handbook recommends at least 2 shots.
Do I need to call someone to pick him up?
That wasn't in the handbook.
We'll take care of that. Just come down to the station and don't forget to bring your enforcement permit. You do have an enforcement permit, don't you?
I do.
I'll commend you on your duties and congratulate you on your resilience to see this through, Susie.
I'll bring the revolver.
Along with any spare ammunition you didn't use.
The enforcement handbook, chapter 2.
We will reissue it with the permit.
Frank?
I did think about Adler's advice. Should I shoot him again?
No.
The spare bedroom. I had it all to myself. A refuge from when Frank got wild. Even wilder than usual. My sanctuary. Frank rarely entered it, not that I forbid him, but I filled it with things that made him uncomfortable. 4-poster bed centre, handmade quilt, embroidered throw pillows, Sally cat. Frank had given me years ago. Sally cat, although it could have been a ferret. Beside the bed stood an antique vanity, bordered with 2 windows, each framed with lace curtains, adorned with a delicate tea rose pattern. There was nothing Frank in this room. It radiated Susie. Wedding dress, pink prom dress, evening gown, the lavender dress. Only wore that once too, the Paradise Cove bistro. Overdressed, he said. Matching heels. You never know who'll be at the station. I've got to look presentable. And well, he can't object.
Hello, a taxi, please. That's right, to Paradise Cove Enforcement Office. Thank you. Damn it, Frank. I gave you fair warning.
We as the community of Paradise Cove have an obligation. The onus is on each and every one of us to play our part. Only with our unwavering commitment and completed services will Paradise Cove remain tranquil, transformative, and thriving.